What's going on, guys? Hope you are having a great day out there today, guys. We are doing a little work on the Arrma Talion. I think that's pronouncing it right? I know everybody's been calling me out on my last video because I was calling it a Talon, and there's an I in there. I know, guys. Sorry, I get excited sometimes, get caught up in my words, don't call the right cars the right things. Don't be too hard on me, all right? Just out here having some fun. But anyway, guys, as you guys seen on the last video with Italian, stripped out one of the back wheels here. Completely ripped the hex out of it. Other than that, the tire's in great shape. None of the glues come undone out of it. Lots of tread. Unfortunately, in the normal world, you'd have to chuck this tire in the trash and be done with it. But guys, not any longer. Thanks to M2C Racing, sent me along this kit here, and what this does is basically fix all your problems from either A, stripping out your lugs in the first place, or B, fixing your lugs after you've already stripped them out. And guys, this kit looks awesome. Watched a quick video on it on how these things work out. They look really easy. First, there's this little adapter kit you screw into the tire, and you drill out with the included drill bit. You drill out the 6 holes through your tire here. And basically this whole thing mounts up in there now, and not only does it have its normal pressure of it squeezing together on there, but you now have 6 new bolts going through the rim, holding that thing in place. And, guys, it's going to save a lot of rims, a lot of tires, and, not having to chuck these things in the trash, because we all know, tires aren't cheap, guys. So that's what we're going to work on first today, guys, is installing this kit on all of the 4SD boots on the Talion. Get those things installed in there and work on that. Also, guys, got my new stickers made up. What do you guys think of them? I'm really digging these as a sticker for the cars. This is basically the new logo. Really liking this. But we got both those stickers. I got both those stickers. I have them in hand. They're not coming from the normal merch site. So if anybody's really interested in getting a hold of a sticker, drop a comment down below. I can link up with you and get some sent out. But also, guys, we got a few other parts from them also for the Outcast 8S. I got a set of these pillow ball retainers, and that is the part number, the M2C 3325 Arrma. Because I want to put these in the Outcast 8S, because I've been having the pillow balls come loose on that thing quite frequently. So these ones got this nice shoulder on them in there, and they do not come back out, and your pillow balls stay put where they're supposed to. So been really enjoying these on all the 6S cars. Also got a set of the heavy-duty M2C 4mm shock standoffs for the Talion. So we're going to do a few upgrades to that thing. Also, guys, I ordered a couple new fans for the hobby wing setup I put in that car. After the bash, I realized I busted one of the fan blades on there. So sent me out a couple new fans, so we're going to change out the fan in that thing also. But guys, this is a whole other new project. So here we have the hobby wing Max 5 combo. Guys, this thing is going to be a beast. This is the 800 kV setup in this thing. And along with that, M2C sent me along a new invention of theirs. This is basically going to fit in the center of the X-Max. It's a whole new motor mount plate. This plate mounts in the center. It's going to add a little bit of rigidity, but I don't think it's going to be too much. I think it's going to work out really nicely. Because, obviously that's part of the beauty of the X-Max is it does have a lot of flex. But, it's probably going to help save the center drive shafts. And come on up. This kit was set up for the Easy Run, the Hobby Wing setup, the Castle setup, and pretty much everything. There's different adapters on there. But guys, the machining work on this stuff is just beautiful. So we're going to be working on that in a separate video, guys, with the X-Max, because we're going to be basically completely revamping this thing and turning this thing into a beast. But guys, anyway, enough yakking. Let's get the Talion out here and start working on this thing. All right, guys, well, I'm going to get working on this fan first. I'm going to change out the fan in this thing so ESC's got its cooling that it definitely needs. And I'm going to get this thing changed out first, and then I'll bring you guys back. I'm probably going to work on this fan first, and I'm going to do the shock standoffs, and then we are going to do the 6 lug adapters. Guys, definitely excited to get these things on and not having to worry about stripping out those hex adapters anymore and having issues with wheels and wheel nuts coming off. Because also, that's another big thing, guys. The wheel nuts coming off of these things, when you start putting the heavier power system in these cars, those wheel nuts are hard to keep on there. And, this will alleviate that whole problem, because not only it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. It saves your hexes from stripping out and your wheels from coming loose and flying off. So it's got to be a win-win, guys. All right, guys. Well, we got the new fan in there. tested it out. She's working good again. I think what happened was, obviously, in one of those landings, one of the harder landings, or a rock got down in her, because only one of the blades were kind of partially split and jamming down on the top of the ESC. So I ordered an extra one. I am going to upgrade them with something else later down the road, but you know, I got the fans, you know, for nothing, so I got 2 extra fans for it, so I'll use those, and then once I'm out of those, maybe we'll go with something better. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start taking off the old shock standoffs on these, and, you know, this was something that, honestly, with the EXBs, I was kind of surprised with, guys, is that, you know, Arrma didn't do a heavier shock standoff, because we all know that these stock ones are not very good. They don't hold up worth very well at all. These are the proper thing to do, guys. And these are the part number for the M2C, the M2C 3080, or the 4mm standoff kits. So we're going to go and get those installed on this thing now, and I'll bring you guys back when it's done. There's not too much to it. All you got to do is take the drill bit they supply, drill your current hole out with that drill bit, and everything bolts right back up as normal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Real quickly, guys, I wanted to show you the difference, because whenever I did the unboxing on this car, I mentioned about you know, it having the 3mm standoffs, and I was surprised they didn't do the 4mm ones, since it's an EXB, right? Well, somebody argued with me that they were 4mm that came stock on it. Well, that is 4mm, that is a 3mm, and this metal, these things do not hold up, guys. They break really, really easy. So we're going to put the proper ones that this car should have came with in the first place on there. But guys, one of the best upgrades you can do to most of the cars are these shock standoffs, because these things can end your day real fast. So we're going to go ahead and get these changed out, and I'll bring you guys back when they're all finished up. And bam, just like that, the front are done. Super easy, guys, real easy, great upgrade to do. But I'm going to go ahead and do the back ones now. And next we're going to get started on the 6-lug hex adapters and getting these installed on this thing, so I stop ripping the hexes out and losing wheels and having them go rolling across the track. All right, we got all the shock standoffs on this thing. They fit up beautiful. And also, guys, I did just change out the shock oil on the back of this thing finally, because I was getting all that bouncing. I'm not sure. I've been trying to get a little bit of information for people on what they might be running in these. I just put some 90 weight in here. Some people were telling me 80. A couple people were telling me 90. So I went a little heavy, went 90. And, I mean, they feel really good. We'll see how it runs and how that bounces on the next run. But like I said, guys, I am going to get a set of the valve kit from the M2C valve kit for this thing and put it in this thing, because, you know, it helped out all my Success cars immensely. So anyway, guys, we are going to get working on the 6-lug adapter kit now. And we're going to start on the first wheel, the one that I stripped out. So if you got to strip that one, we'll go step by step here and show you what's going on. All right, we're going to go ahead and get everything out of the package here. Check the stuff out. I mean, everything looks really nice. Machining work on all their stuff is always just beautiful. So you go ahead and get all these out of there. So these are going to replace the hexes on your car now. These are the end caps, obviously. And this, where's the other piece? I think I just lost it. And this right here is going to be your lineup. This is going to bolt on the inside, and this one here with the threads in the center are going to bolt on the outside. And basically what you're doing here is bolting these two together in the wheel. I'll show you. And then we're going to thread this through here, through the wheel, and squeeze it together so that you got a nice lineup spot to drill all your holes out. So I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to do that. All right, we got our 5mm Allen here. Now we're going to go ahead and drop this one. Drops on the outside like that. Sits in the center. This one, if you already have the hexes still inside the wheel, obviously it's going to be far easier to just line up real quick. But if they are stripped out like this one is, and that's kind of why I wanted to show this one first, was to go ahead and show you what it's like. You can kind of see the old hexes where they were. Hopefully you can kind of see that. But you'll see the very points and the edges on where your hexes used to be. And that'll drop right in there and kind of give you somewhat of a lineup point. Go ahead and drop this on the outside. I'm going to go ahead and drop the bolt through there. Go ahead and tighten this down. Give it a good squeeze. You can kind of eyeball it and make sure, I mean, that looks, sorry, I'm kind of getting stuff off camera there, but as you can tell, it centered itself up very well right in the middle right there. So go ahead and crank that down nice and tight. And then we're going to go ahead and drill out the holes that were supplied with the drill bit with the kit. Go ahead and drill all these out. Give them a good ream through there. There, guys, I know the drill's kind of lighting things up even worse. Let's just go through all of them. We all know how plastic can be. Sometimes you might have to kind of, ream in and out of there a couple times to make sure the holes are nice and clear. But go ahead and give all the holes a couple passes. Everything's going through nice and smooth. Alright, so now we got those out of there. You can go ahead and take out the lineup piece. Sorry, I'm not sure what you'd really call that. It's basically your jig. It lines you up so you get all the holes nice and centered. But go ahead and pop both pieces out of there. And there you go. Now we got all 6 of our holes nicely centered in the rim. So now these are going to go onto the talon. So we're going to go ahead and bring the talon out of here now. Get these on there. And should go ahead and fit these up nicely. Going to go ahead and drop. You can drop one of those in there. And you can see right there all the holes are lining up really beautiful. Nicely. So we're going to go ahead and get the car out here, take these off of there, and show you what it's like. I'm not going to go through all the wheels. I figured I'd at least show you guys one of the wheels and then how this kit goes together and how it works out. Super easy, very easy to do. They give you all the parts and pieces you need and all the tools. So the only thing you will need is your 5mm Allen head. Alright guys, all you got to do then is you're going to remove your wheel. Remove the 2.5mm grub screw in the end here, and be careful, those can be really tight, so make sure they're cleaned out and you got a good grip on them. And then all you do is slide out the pin and slide off the old hex adapter. These can also be a little tight at times. They get just dirty and grime in there, and they don't want to come off real easy, as you can see. But you just got to wiggle them a little bit and kind of get them, coerce them in the right direction. And you can go ahead and get them out of there. Boy, this one is really, it's amazing. This car isn't that old at all. It's only had a couple runs and it's already like really gummed up. There we go. Boy, I don't know what was in the end of that thing, but it was really sticky. But anyway, so once you go ahead and get that removed, then you're going to go ahead and fit up the new ones. And, they have the same lineup pins in there to go ahead and line up your grub screw pin. Go ahead and slide those. I'm going to clean these up first. I'll bring you guys back. I'm going to clean these up first before I put the new ones on there. Alright guys, well I got the drive shaft cleaned up here a little bit. And as you'll see on here, there's a couple different lineup holes depending on what kind of car this is going on to. Because it is a universal. But once you get it in there, you just go ahead and slide your pin back down in there, lock it down in, and now she's ready to go back together. Alright guys, I'm going to try to show you this the best I can. I don't have my tripod with me. But anyway, got your new hex on there. You're going to kind of line that back up on there. You'll feel it kind of snaps back in, especially if you still have your hexes on there. It'll drop right back onto the stock ones. But once it's on there, you'll see that all the holes perfectly line back up again. And all we're going to do is drop the nice little cap on the outside of it and start winding in the screws. And I'll bring you guys back when it's all on. Alright, well we're going to go ahead and get this thing bolted back up now. Don't forget, metal on metal. You want to use some blue Loctite on these screws. It's got a little tiny pull down in here. And we're going to go ahead and line up the cap on here. And start winding these in. It's usually the rule of thumb, guys. Metal on metal, you want to use Loctite. Metal on plastic, not really a need. But I'm just dipping in the first little part of the screw here. They also do suggest you kind of put the bolts in at an opposite pattern. So you start one, do one at the opposite corner, the other opposite corner, and so on. And tighten them down in that same order. So make sure you don't just start at one end and wind your way around, because you can kind of cause it to be, maybe lopsided or uneven possibly. Not really sure, but it's usually how you do automotive wheels too. You don't want to tighten up the lugs just in a circular pattern. You always want to go opposite from each other. But we got the first 3 on here. Guys, I'm really excited about having these things on here and not dealing with the stripped out hexes and tires falling off and rolling around. It was crazy that this kit came around to me at the exact moment that I dealt with this wheel flying off. Actually, in the exact same day, so it was kind of funny. It was perfect timing. But I'm going to go ahead and get all the screws wound in there. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to show you guys all the wheels and step by step. I'll show you once. I think you guys got it. But guys, the fitment of this kit is just beautiful. Man, I can't get the screw out of the Loctite. This one's doused a little heavier than the other ones. But as you can see, guys, every one of them wound in there, just beautiful. I mean, the alignment, the pattern, everything fit up great. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down in like a star pattern, and I'll bring you guys back in a moment. Man, guys, they fit up beautiful. Everything tightened up nicely. Just make sure you go over these things multiple times, guys. Make sure that all of them at that point are not, loosening up as you're tightening the other ones. Because as you work in a star pattern, you'll notice they continue to get looser until every one of them is nice and snug. So go over them multiple times. But, guys, they fit up beautiful. No alignment issues. They work great. And, just saved myself $30. Say these tires are $30, and every time you rip those hexes apart on them, you're having to chuck those tires in the trash. Well, with this kit, you can use this not on just one car. You can transfer this over to multiple cars and use them anywhere you want to, where you start stripping out tires, guys. So, as usual, another awesome product by M2C Racing, guys. Always have loved their products and worked out great for me. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the tires, and I'll bring you guys back when the car is completely finished. All right, guys, she is all finished up, man, and these new adapters just came out beautiful. Like I said, I used blue Loctite on all the screws. Everything was super easy to put on there. You just go through and make sure all of them are tightened down once you go through a good star pattern. I flipped the car upside down and basically just started going around all of them until all of them are nice and snug. And let that Loctite set up overnight before you run them, so don't forget that. A lot of people make that mistake with spur gears and pinions and stuff, is they throw a new gear on there, Loctite it, and take it out and run it. Well, the Loctite needs time to dry, guys. So make sure you let it dry overnight before you go and use it. And make sure you keep this around. This is your guide to drill out the wheels. So keep that around because you can use this thing on tire after tire. So I actually already took this thing and drilled out an extra 4SD boots that I'm going to keep in my truck with me, so that if I blow apart one of these tires next time on the track, I already got the tire ready to go and I bolt right up, guys. So, but guys, that is going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talent is ready to rip again. We got the wheels all on this thing now. They shouldn't be popping off anytime soon. We got the new fan in the Hobbywing ESC. Got the new shock oil in this thing. Got the M2C shock standoffs on this thing, so I won't be having those things snap off. Getting this thing beefed up in a little better and better every time, guys. So that is going to do it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. So until next time, y'all, be safe, be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.